All right, I think we are live streaming. Good evening. Hiya, how are you? Welcome to another Project Healing Water special where we are going to be tying some flies tonight in support of the St. Cloud, Minnesota Project Healing Waters program. Welcome. We do this every Wednesday, rain or shine, unless we don't have internet. That was just that. It was the first. Yeah, it was January 6th. It was the day of the insurrection. Anyways, yeah, didn't have internet that day. What a weird day. Anyways, so we're here now, and we are going to tie some flies. And we're going to be tying some mop flies. We're going to be tying them on some jig hooks. And the thing about the mop fly is, I think I've got it kind of harvested, and I have a full collection of mop body materials, and this is just some of it. I got orange, kind of a hot orange, road cone orange, OSHA orange I like to call it. Purple, tan, I love the tan. We got a kind of a hot pink, blue, again the more tan, kind of just a standard pink. I call that a Cheeto orange, yellow, blue. I got some chartreuse, neon green, and what's nice about the mop body material is it's easy there. It's relatively inexpensive when and where you can find it. And what it is, it's car wash mitts, or it is mop material for a dust mop on a floor or something of that nature. And what don't go out when you see it. Don't get excited and go out and buy the first one you see, unless you just don't care about money. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah, you can use it, but what's nice is, for me, it's kind of the thrill of the hunt, trying to find the material and source it as cheap as I can. Not necessarily as cheap as I can, but I don't know. The hunt is kind of part of the action. I'm gonna put this on the bench real quick. Um, some places you can find it. It's like as a rug. Oop, I can hear myself. Uh-oh. Whoa. I don't like when that does that. Cancel. Okay. Sorry about that. So, anyways, locally you can find it at like auto part shops. Usually you can find it in like the automotive sections, household sections. I've seen it as rugs. And it's basically chenille that twists up, and then it turns and it twists back on itself. So if you could take a piece of chenille and twist it just the right way and have it shaped just the right way, that's how we get our little mop nubs. So source them where you can. They're relatively cheap. I mean, I don't know. I've got a collection. I've got a thing of, yeah. So here it is. This is what I call a mop body hide, right? It's still on the hide. And what I do is I sit there and I just take a pair of scissors and I just start nipping them off one at a time, nice and close. That way I have the maximum amount of material to work with. Come in different shapes, different sizes. This is kind of, I think, the most fun. Here we go. It's a little head. This was the cap of a pen. I'll show this one on the other, when we get around. Maybe we'll tie a mini micro mop with this tonight. What do you think? Should we do that? Who here, hey, let me know in the comments, let me know in the chat. Have you fished with a mop? Are you pro or anti-mop? Is this the first time you've ever heard of the mop fly? Or what? We love the mop. I love the mop. I've caught a lot of fish on a mop fly. A lot of diversity. Uncle Harvey says hello. All right. Hello, Harvey. Hello, Dad. We got Steve in the house, and we've got Josh. Good evening. Tonight is, what do we got? The 27th. This is the last Wednesday of January. On to February. When is Valentine's Day this year? Do you guys do Valentine's Day? February? Won't be. It's not on a Wednesday, so tied mop flies did not fish. Now, you've tied them and haven't fished them, or you fished them and they didn't catch? I don't know. Well, let's tie some. What I love about the mop fly is it's definitely an imagination is your only limitation when it comes to it. So I'll preface this like I do all the time. This is a way to tie these. Let's never consider this the one and only way to tie these. So let's go ahead and spin around. Let's tie some flies. Let's have some fun. There we go. Oh, camera's bumped. Alright, I'll get that adjusted before we don't get everybody sick by moving the camera around. I gotta stop hitting my knees on those closet doors. So my fly tying bench is actually the inside of a closet, if you can't tell. And let there be light. Alright, so mop fly. Let's go ahead and start these. We're going to start on a size 12 jig hook. And there we go. And you're probably thinking to yourself, that's probably a very unique way to tie a fly. Well, we got to get our bead in. And I am using a 3.5 millimeter tungsten slotted. If it ain't chartreuse, ain't bright yellow, what's the point? Bam. And that's how we get our bead in. Relatively easy. I didn't load these up into the little hook helper guy. And with the slotted bead, we just got to make sure it sits all the way forward. Put the slot in towards the rear, the tiny single side in first. So let's go ahead and get our thread going. I'm going to be just sticking with a white 10-aught. We're just going to start right behind the bead. And I'm not always a big fan of I don't feel like the bead needs to be secured first. There's plenty of other stuff that we can do working our way towards the rear. And once we get the mop body on and everything else tied in, I am all but sure that bead head is going to be going, you guessed it, nowhere, that's where. Alright, so here is my little mop body, and I've harvested it off of the hide, and you know what, I'm just going to work my way down, just picking off the ends, holding it on one side, and I'm just exposing the inner core of that. And you're going to find kind of like just like a chenille, instead of one or two strands, it's just more strands twisted together. And that's all it is. It's just chenille basically twisted together. Kind of like if you take who remembers landline telephones? Remember those things? and those telephone cords, and they'd get twisted and tangled at the end of it where it would be super twisted. That's what it looks like. All right, so about a hook's length for our tail, our body. I'm gonna go about midway. And we're just gonna tie that in about halfway. And that's gonna be it for that. It's amazing how easy these are to just tie and have fun with. All right, let's go ahead and, I don't know, I guess the thread's right about the hook point. I'm going to make a, I don't know, decent sized little dubbing loop. And it's just basically with these mop flies, it's what the mop body, something, and maybe a bead up front if you want a little extra weight to it. Alright, we'll wax that up. Alright, check this out. This is some really fun dubbing. This is MS Nymph Dubbing Damsel Brown. MS, I'm guessing the MS stands for the Mad Scientist. That's the Fly Tyers Dungeon handle on, what do you call that? Instagram, the Mad Scientist. Anyways, I really like this because it's got a lot of little fine rubber leg, little bits of rubber leg action in it. And it's like twice as much as what I need. So we're going to put half of it back. And what I want to do is I just want to take it and I just want to kind of hand stack it. It likes to fight me a little bit with these little bits of rubber legs, but nice tan little rubber legs in there, little bits of brown. And kind of having all the bits oriented in the same direction. I'll lay that on my fingertips. Open up the dubbing loop. Insert tab A into slot B. And once I got it resting into my whip finish tool, it takes that thread and it really pinches it down to a single point. And I can carefully spread out this dubbing, and then we can spin it to win it. Twist and shout, if you will. Here we go. I think a good way to tell if you have your dubbing loop tight enough is if you give it a little bit of a pull, it should spring back and forth just a little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot of bit, just a little bit. Alright, Mr. Velcro brush. We'll just take a second, really pick this all out. Here we go. And this is going to give this fly so much action. Thinking maybe on the next one we're going to do a little bit less body and we'll do this more of like a smaller collar. But I do like this. Alright, so let's go ahead and secure that off with a few wraps on the back side of it. Trim off das loop. I just spun around and read just the first part of Dave's comment. He says mop flies are disgusting. They sure catch fish. Yep. Trout, bass, bluegills, carp, grass carp. Yep. Easy to tie. Love it, love it, love it. Thanks for tuning in, Dave. Always a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much. All right, let's go ahead and let's call that, and then we'll just finish this off. I'm just going to hit that twice. Just because. That last one broke off. Something told me. Hit it twice before it's too late. Boy, I think that's about it, my friends. That is going to be mop fly number 1 tonight. That is, I think that's pretty buggy. Rain or shine. I think that sucker's pretty good. So, yeah, this next one, let's do a little bit more. We're gonna do a little bit less body, and we're gonna just kind of make that dubbing a little bit more of a collar, maybe. I've tried double mops. I've tried 3 mops on one hook. A trop. I think that was. I don't know who did the first trop. Maybe it might have been Jess. My wife Jess. She likes tying mops. We're fans of the mops in this house. What can I say? So I've been getting my exercise in, ladies and gentlemen. I have been. I've become a Nordic skier. I'm gonna keep with a size 12. Might bump down to a 14. What size hooks do you use for your mops? Let me know in the comments or chat. Bink. Alright, it's the hooks we're using once again tonight. Size, what did I say, 14? No, these are 12s. Size 12. These are R7 premium fly hooks. J7 12s. You know, trying to keep track of hook nomenclatures, it's almost next to impossible. I mean, by the time a hook reference chart is printed, I'm pretty sure it's outdated. It's obsolete. By the time it hits the printing press, it's obsolete. Alright, so we got our size 12 hook. I got a 3.5. Oh, you know what? I'm going to switch it up already. We're going to try a different bead already. Just to keep things fresh. We're going to go to a gold bead, because I haven't... Is it the same? Yep, 3.5. I know it sounds like I got a lot of maracas or something, but... Alright. Let's find the small end. Here we go. Because our bead... It's got a slot. Let's see if we can't get in there. So that is the slotted side. And we roll it around, and that is just the regular round opening. And what we're going for is round opening into the tip of the hook. Just like that. Reposition, and it's as easy as that. Bada boom, bada bing. Let's see, what do we got? Size 10s through 14s. Yep, that's a good mop size. Alright, let's go ahead and just start our thread right behind the bead head. This time we're not going to go as far back. We're going to keep this choked up front. That body's just going to pop off like a little banana peel. There we go. So really the only requirement when it comes to tying these in is just really make sure you get all the little individual strands of thread off of that little bit of, and that's it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's a fun, easy fly to tie, and I think if you weren't paying attention, you could probably crank out a dozen of these real quick. Alright, dubbing. Again, I'm using some Fly Tyers Dungeon MS Nymph dub. You could use literally any kind of dubbing you want. Imagination is your only limitation. I found this stuff recently and I said, you know, I really like the little bits of rubber legs, and that's way too much. That's too much. If you ever find yourself asking, is that enough dubbing or is that too much dubbing? The odds are you probably have twice as too much. Oh, wait a minute. I gotta wax my line. Let's go ahead and touch that a couple of times. So we're gonna open up the suggestion line. Let's talk mops. Let's talk mops. What do we wanna add to our next mop? Maybe we could do a hot collar. I think we should do it. Next one should be a nice, hot, bright, in your face collar. Nice and sparse on the dubbing. Spread it out. Spin it. See how we got a little bit of a springy action to it? If you let go, if you let it untwist, does it untwist? Or maybe we could even add a little bit of a hot collar to this one even. You know what? Don't tell anybody. We're even going to do a wrap behind that. Oh boy. What did we do? That's going to really kind of stick that little tail up, I think. I don't know. Maybe this doesn't need a little hot collar. I think this will serve us just fine as is. So as you can tell, you know, from beginning to end, I did not add any additional junk to lock this bead from going anywhere, because after we get all this stuff and bring it forward, it's enough. Oh, you know what we could do? Yes. A little bit of red marker, a little bit of red in there. Because what fish doesn't like red? I think it triggers. I guess we could take a wrap or two on it first. It triggers something. It's like they smell blood in the water. I like that with a little red collar in there. I should probably get some Note to self, order more of this in red. I think all I have is otherwise is, I guess it's a 70. But yeah, here we go. That's mop number 2. I like it. Josh, you got it. That is right. Less is more. More or less. Keep it sparse. Sparse is nurse. Alright. We'll tink that one into the done pile. I need a... I know, for dramatic effect, we're going to put them in this. Just because it has a cool sound when they go in. Little tin cup. Any guesses as to what the tin cup is? Now remember, I like to drink coffee. Let me know your guess what my tin cup is. A little metal vessel. It has a handle. The handles fold. Alright, let's get another hook in the vise. Let's keep on rolling down this train. You know, mops can, you don't have to use them, you don't, blah, 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 let me use my words. You don't have to necessarily tie it on a jig hook. You know, again, that's the versatility of the mop fly. You know, imagination is your only limitation. Not materials, but then even then again, you can improvise. Alright, let's get our bead on. Let's go with another gold bead. I like the gold. The golden standard. Josh Anderson. Ding, ding, ding. You guessed it. Can't see it, but that's my canteen cup. We're gonna just chuck these mops in there. Man, canteen cup. I have used that in the military, like as directed and not so directed, and tons of coffee's been drank through that cup of through that. That was well before Yeti mugs. Now, I wonder if the military would like switch to something like the Yeti mug. But you can't really cook with a or with a Yeti mug or a coffee mug or something like that. You can easily cook yourself a meal with the old canteen cup. I know that because I've done that. We know a thing or two because we've seen a thing or two. All right, let's do another one. Couple more tan bodies sitting here, and then we'll switch to a different color. But boy, when I found this tan, it was like hitting the jackpot. You know, tan and chartreuse, I believe, are probably one of the most effective. But you can buy, and I think some of the most popular colors, at least that you'll be able to find at the store, are your blues and purples. But I think, I mean, just that, as is, it'll catch a fish all day long. Prove me wrong. All right, Ben is in the house. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. We're tying mops. Mop, mop, mop. We're doing a little dubbing loop up front. A little bit more of a dubbing loop up front. And we'll add a little touch of wax. Do that in 3D. Look out. Alright. I have some other dubbing. We're going to give this a quick try just because it's here. And I always love experimenting. This is some Starburst Fibers Pearl Aura. Wow. Let's see what this stuff looks like. It's almost like an angel hair. So let's treat it as such. We'll just take it and we'll just start spreading it out. Pinch it together in a little ball. Not in a ball, but a little rope, and you just want to slightly tug. And then we can take everything and just space it out a little bit. Ooh, this one's going to be nice. I'm going to like this one. With a white thread, I think this is going to be a, as they say, a winner chicken dinner. Let's go ahead and spin that up. Pick that out a little bit. Super simple, super fun, super easy. Imagination being your only limitation. Alright, a couple more turns. And we'll whip it off. Sometimes when I do that second whip finish, it breaks off. I don't know why, but I know there's a solid one underneath there, so guess who's going to sweat that? Not me. Alright, I like that. A mop hopper. Nobody's asking you. This thing thinks it wants to listen in on my thing and tell me what to do, but I'm not going to let it know what's up. I've seen a mop hopper, a mopper, HR mopper. All right, let's go one more tan, and then we'll switch colors. Make sure we got a hook at the ready. We're gonna chug right through these tonight. It's gonna be a one after another, kind of a mini. I'm not gonna call it a mini mopathon, but it'll be a small mopathon. No two will be identical, I don't think. Oh, we don't. Before we do that, we got to put a bead on. 3.5 millimeter slotted tungsten gold bead. Let's put that bad boy in there. So it looks like we got a pretty decent sized crowd. Let's go ahead and say hiya, hello, how are you? Good evening, James. Thanks for tuning in. Let me know where in the world you are watching from. You are coming to you live from central Minnesota. You don't have to give specifics. if you don't want to give a specific. I got an idea. We're going to do one more with this. What if we get our mop body on there and we throw a little deer hair on top? Almost like a little caddis flare or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Just kind of pinch onto it nice and tight. You just want to be able to get a good bite of thread onto it. And I don't bother trimming those little extra bits of thread off because I'm actually just using that to help build up a little bit of that material. Alright. What do we think? You think we can do a little deer hair around that? It's gonna flare out pretty gnarly. Yeah, let's give it a try. Don't need much, just a little pinch. Just about cut into my shirt. I don't know. Yeah, we'll do something with these. We'll do something with this. All right, what do we got to do? We got to clean our butt section out before we do anything. We're going to run this through the hair stacker. There we go. Yeah, why not? Let's find a appropriate hair stacker. All right, hair stacker, tips down. We're going to kind of tornado it in, just like that. Let it fall in and we'll give it a couple tippy taps. Alright, carefully turn it sideways. Give it a pinch and there we go. Alright. Trim it to length. And carefully kind of pinch around. Boy. I think that one turned out pretty neat. Let's give this a little collar. Let's just do a little bit of basic dubbing. How about some... Or is this where I go with the hot collar? With some ice dub. Let's just do a tiny little pinch of, what is this? This is a UV cinnamon. Yeah. I think that turned out pretty darn nice. We just whip finish right behind that bead. I like how that came out. I like how that kind of flared around. I did pretty good. Got it almost all the way around. Now I just realized this being on a jig hook, we should flip this sucker upside down. All right, let's see here. We got Central New York. We've got Wyoming. 10 minutes or so from you in Central Minnesota, you betcha. Some rubber legs. Good evening, Ken. Thanks for tuning in all the way from Tokyo and northwestern Illinois. Northwest Illinois. Boom yow. All right. You know what we could do? If I could, I wonder if I could find that fast enough. But we're gonna switch up. Bink. All right. So let's go ahead and. Ouch. We're going to do the hokey pokey, spin ourselves around. We're going to switch back to here, turn that off for just a moment. Alright, so here's our color palettes we got to choose from. I'm going to do, how many did I do? We did 45 minutes, we did 2, 4, 5. So let's pick out, we'll pick out 2 more colors to do, and we'll go from there. So out of the 2 colors, we did tan. Let me know in the chat, what color should I do next? Whichever is the most popular color, we'll do that one last. How about that? We got Boise, Idaho in the house. Good evening. Thanks for tuning in. We are going bananas, tying some mops. I got a feeling if I were to guess what the suggested color is going to be. Ooh, Ben says red. Red it is. Red came in. Oh, for whatever reason, I acknowledged red first in my visual. So we're going to do red first. I got a lot of chartreuse. Let's do this red. Kind of a Cheeto. So it's almost like a flaming hot Cheeto red. It's not red. But we're going to do a few like this. All right. Let's get a couple of these out. And then maybe we'll do a couple chartreuse ones. I don't know. This is a reddish orange. Not exactly a red. But it's as red as I got. We got Motley, Minnesota. And more. I'm 5. So you're 5 minutes from Josh. And Josh is 10 minutes from me. Boy, I tell you what though. Every time I go to Dave Coleman's house, I always get lost. It is a maze getting in there. We gotta flip our camera around. Let's go ahead. We don't want to see the back of my head. Look how long my hair is, folks. So before I go too far, I don't get to. I don't know. I can never see the back of my head, so I've never had a camera really facing the back there. But this is my COVID haircut so far. I have not cut my hair yet since the pandemic started. I'm right around 8 inches or so, and my plan is to donate to whatever charitable outfit that'll take it. I just see myself in my monitor flipping my hair around. Just ignore that. We'll get back to tying some flies. I figured, I've donated my hair once before. When I joined the military, I cut my hair before I went in. I didn't want to have a freshly shaved head. They kind of discouraged that. They're going to send you to the barber shop anyways, and you're going to have to pay for the haircut whether you need it or not, because they're going to give you a haircut whether you need it or not. But I just didn't want. I think it was 27 inches, if I remember correctly, when I cut my hair when I enlisted. But here we go. Here, oh, we got to do our head. We're gonna switch beads once more. I got one more trick up my sleeve as far as slotted beads. This is going to be same size, 3.5 millimeter. Slotted. This is black nickel. Too easy, right? Too easy. Do the hokey pokey and turn the hook around. That's what it's all about, right? Alrighty, let's go bananas. Alright, so this is that kind of flaming hot Cheeto reddish color. And you can tell the body on this one's just a lot longer. It's got a lot more body to it than the tan ones. But we'll want to strip it down to the inner core. Either way. Should be 4 in there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep. And we just want to make sure we tie it in by that. That one's looking pretty darn good. There you go. You know what? I wonder if anybody's ever done just kind of... We're going to try something. Oh man. We're going to try something. Will it work? I don't know. Will it be cool? Maybe. There's only one way to find out. Let's grab... Yes. We're going to throw a hackle in there. But we're not going to just tie it in like that. We're going to see if we can't use a mop as a parachute post. I just tied this in just real quick just to see what we can do. Does this even make sense? I don't know. Alright, well, that's a thing. That's a paramop. I mean, I definitely did not wake up this morning seeing that one coming. Let's get a little dubbing underneath there, just a little bit. And I think this will call for, we'll put peacock, black peacock. Peacock black. Little ice dub. I mean, with the tungsten bead and the jig head, I don't think this fly really knows what it wants to do. But why not? And this will kind of help that. Thread just disguise itself as something red. Alright. That one is just silly. But who knows? Who knows how that's gonna fish? I don't know. But I had a lot of fun tying it, tell you that for free. Boop boop. I don't know. Maybe we could have just got away with just having it as the hackle being standard. All right. Continuing on. We'll do another Cheeto orange one. Size 12s. Jigger hooks. Jiggin', jiggin', jiggin'. Let's get our bead in there. 3.5 millimeters. Slotted. So I got these spec'd out for 12s and 14s. All right. Prepare our mop. Prepare to mop. Car wash mitts. Rugs. Other various mops. Imagination is your limitation. One, two, three, four. That's how we're going to do it. You know what we're going to do with this one? We're going to double up on it. Oh yeah. But I don't want to go too much on that, so we're going to trim these ones off this time. Yeah, you will not find, unless you got a really cool fly shop, I don't think you'll find mop bodies. This is gonna be like a San Juan. We're gonna call this the San Juan mop. Now, I don't know. There's, I guess, a word of caution. I don't know, but I guess some fly only, artificial fly, whatever, designated stream, something or another. Somebody might throw a fit or something if they see a mop fly and whatever. So, disclaimer: fish with a mop fly at your own discretion. Know the rules before you start dropping a line. All right, we're going to turn this one forward. And then we'll throw a little dub right in between. And for this, you know what I think would look good is some rusty brown UV. I think that's gonna give us a nice little hue. Let's add a little touch of wax for this one. A little dab of wax and just a little dabble dub. Maybe a little bit more. Now, Ken, my friend Ken from Japan, is this? Have you seen the mop body materials available uh, anywhere in Japan? Because I mean, you guys have cars, but you just don't have quite the car culture like here in the United States, where there's car dealerships everywhere and everywhere, and there's car shops everywhere. I don't know. I just don't see, for whatever reason, I just can't visualize a Pep Boys being in every town in Japan. But you guys are very smart out there, so who knows? But there are plenty of. I guess I'm just thinking in the automotive section. I need to stop thinking like that, because there's plenty of household rugs and such that you can find this mop material as. But I don't know. What do you think about using non-fly tying materials to tie flies? I think it works. Here's a mop. Here's a mop I tied away a while back. I'm not sure how long ago this one was. But this one got dubbed the Marge Simpson. That's the Marge Simpson mop. I don't know. Oh, homie. And this is on. Looks like, feels like a caddis. So you can tie it on a little caddis curve hook with just a little pop. Little pop. That one hangs out on the wall. I like the double orange. So throw that, and that's just going to hang off of that jig just like that. I'd be afraid you'd get a couple. I mean, the fish just have to smash it, really. I'd be afraid I'd get too many false hits back here, but I don't know. Only one way to find out. I know my little friends out at George will jump on that one. Oh boy. Pink. I did not brew any coffee tonight, and I don't have a beverage handy. I'm going to put you guys on a quick standby. I need to go grab a Canada Dry. Standby. Standby. We'll be right back. Alright, we're back. Had to grab my Canada Dry. It was just absolutely, I'm talking, and I didn't want to start coughing. Um, yeah. Thanks, Ken. Alright, let's get back to work. These mops aren't going to tie themselves, are they? Let's switch this back over. Alright, let's do another one with the. I got two more red bodies. Let's do another black tungsten bead. Let's see, where do we set those? 3.5 millimeter. Alright, there we go. Alright. Start our thread right behind the bead. I'm thinking this one's going to get a little soft hackle. You know, I might think that's just a little. I don't know. I think we'll send it. Yeah, so this is some more. I got a little mop. Whoa. I don't know what you call it. A mop hide? Mop. Whatever. Little patch of mop. And you only need one thing of each color, and if you know the right person, they might be willing to share. Which works out good, because then you start just swapping mops. A mop swap. I'm looking for a black soft hackle. Bingo. Nope, not a soft hackle. That's a soft hackle. Maybe. Yep. This actually looks like it's actually feels like a dyed. Looks like it was a dyed grizzly almost. You can kind of still see the stripes on that. I did all that digging, and there's some right here, but I'll just strip that off, get that out of the way. We're going to tie it in by the tip. Tip forward, top side up or top side out. This is where we all get to synchronize our watches, because it is heckle time. Yeah, I like that. Nice full. Normally I'd go super sparse. However, comma, this time we did not. I like the look of that. Nice thick, kind of a mane, little maney collar. Cinch that in there. See a little bit of a stem I want to trim, but we'll get to that here in just a moment. Not that it matters. I like that one. That's up there with one of my favorite ones. I like that. And, you know, again, I'm just trying to illustrate the versatility of the mop, and that, you know, imagination is your only limitation. Materials don't have to be expensive. They don't have to come from a fly shop. Alright, let's do one more red. What should we do for this last red one? Let's go. Get our hook on. Get the hook on. Get the bead on. Then we'll get the fish on. Fish on. Or we'll do that for the next iteration. Alright, let's get our thread started. Alright, let's go with our little flamey hot Cheeto body. Now, if you're out and about and you see somebody that's got a mop fly carpet square, usually you find it in the bathroom. It's kind of rude to just start trimming material off. I mean, if you ask, they might let you cut one or two off, but just don't help yourself and start trimming little niblets off of people's carpet. Know what I mean? Alright, let's bring our thread back just a little bit more. Let's see here. I really liked that flare of deer hair. Let's do that again. It might look pretty interesting with the what do you call it, with the red Cheeto underneath. Alright, we have deer hair. What do we have to do with that? Let's go ahead and clean it. Hold it by the tip, give it a little pinch and twist, and we'll hit it with our little brush, or you just pull it out with your fingers. But the more attention you give your deer hair, or any hair, it'll stack easier, it'll tie easier, make things much mo better. Alright, let's go tip down into the stacker. Oh, what stacker do I want to use? Let's go with this one. A little tornado action down in there. Because if you just try to jam it in, you're going to bend your hair. But if you twist it in, bingo. Let's give this a look-see-loo. I think that should do us. Right about there. I'll give us a little bit of flare, but not too much. Yeah, buddy. And then last time we did a little touch of cinnamon dub up front. Let's go with that again. Or no, let's go that rusty brown. No. I don't know, I'm too indecisive. Go chocolate brown. Chocolate brown ice dub. Let's do a little touch of wax on the collar. Because why not? That works. I kind of like the deer hair around the body. I think it definitely adds a little something to it. What do you think? One thing I do know is before you go, hit that like button, that big thumbs up is always appreciated. As the kids say, smash that like button. A set of hopper legs. I'd have to do some digging, and I don't have that handy for some hopper legs. I do have. I wonder how. if that would be a good hopper leg. Heck yeah, it would be. So I'll have to maybe Monday. And maybe Monday we'll tie a mopper hoppers, something. Tomorrow, Monday morning, we'll experiment with the hopper legs on that, Ben. Tell you that for free. We'll maybe look into that Monday. All right. Bump it up, bum. Let's do another one. We're gonna switch to some chartreuse. I think I got just the right dub to do with that too. Yeah. Get a couple chartreuse out, and that'll carry us through the end of the night. Let's go 1, 2, 3 more. We'll maybe get through. Alright, let's throw a chartreuse bead. This is going to be like a chartreuse times chartreuse. I don't know if we want to call it chartreuse. It's a bright yellow, electric yellow, hot. There's lots of bright colors, but there's only one chartreuse. I don't know if I would call this a chartreuse. Electric yellow, hot lemon. Oh yeah, that's going to be all right. Size 14 hook. Bead is, once again, that's a 3.5 millimeter. And we are tying, I'll put the cover on that. Because spilling beads is not fun. I'll tell you that for free. So they almost match. We almost have a match. It's still bright. Super bright. And we gotta trim or strip the fuzz down. Expose that inner core. There she be. And for dubbing on this one, some more Fly Tyers Dungeon. This is from the private stash. This is called NK Dub. Chart reuse. Oh yeah, this is going to be the bee's knees on this one. Let's go ahead and get a good dubbing loop going. A rub-a-dub loop. So I got out this morning and I hit up the quarries, went out to Quarry Park here. Been trying out cross-country skiing, Nordic skiing. And I've got a bad back and I hate to run. So low impact activities is what I'm after. And that seems to fit the bill thus far. 2.5 miles. In about 40 minutes, 45 minutes moving time. I got an actual Garmin GPS unit that it's way too much. GPS unit that I sling around my neck. so I can track. I don't care so much for my speed, as I just like to see what my distance is. I'm a data junkie, what can I say? I like to know my data. I like to see my Rubik's Cube times. I like all that fun stuff. I like counting fish. Does it matter? No. Does anybody win a prize? No. But it's just fun to know. I did hit a sub 30-second on the Rubik's Cube today. 29 something something. A new high score. A new personal best. Which is interesting because it's just... Was it a lucky solve? Did you get a skip? Or was it actually skill? And it was a skill. It was a good one. Alright, let's go bananas with this. You know what? In fact, I'm going to do one full wrap back there. Once we get the dubbing going. There we go. And the rest will keep up front. There we go. Looks like a hot mess for now. But just you wait. That is going to come out fantastic. What do you say? Give that a quick whip finish. That'll be donezo. 1, 2, 3. Can I at least flip it around that way? That's fine. Sing to me, buddy. There we go. Here we go. I like it. I like it. I like it. Jacob, thanks for tuning in. What's up, man? We are getting moppy. Not Mappy. Mappy was a different game. Who remembers Mappy? I remember playing Mappy. Trying to remember the game. The name of it rings a bell, but I'm having trouble visualizing the game. Yep. Alright, let's put that away. I'm going to do a different... Black mahogany. I like this one. We'll go with this one for the next one. Plop. Imagination is your only limitation. I don't know how many times I've said it, but for every time I've said it, I've meant it. You know, it's one thing to replicate what you can see out of a book. That's great. It is absolutely important to be able to see something and reconstruct it. But it's also just as important, I think, to be able to just sit down and tie. So, and what it looks like, it doesn't matter what anybody in the world thinks that fly looks like, as long as you yourself like it, and the fish likes it. I mean, the fish doesn't even have to like it. Kind of silly if it didn't, but. Alright, let's go with the gold. Gold bead. 3.5 millimeter, paired up with the size 14. I say that time and time again, because I never know who's just joining us, who's watching, who's not. And if you skip ahead in a video or whatnot, I don't know. Don't want to miss it. Awesome, man. Congratulations. Jacob says, looks good. He's been tying some deer hair flies with some patches from a deer and from a tail from a deer he shot with his bow. And it was the first deer with the bow. Well, awesome sauce. I was going to try to rhyme something with bow-licious or something, but it couldn't come out right. Nothing popped in my head. But no, man, that's awesome. You know what? We're gonna do a chartreuse one with some deer hair. And this next one, 'cause I like that. I like the little, just I don't know, something about it. It speaks to me. Chartreuse. Here we go. Sometimes when I see chartreuse, I think like electric, electric yellow, whatever. And then I always think of Electric Mayhem. Who knows what band is named Electric Mayhem? You get a bonus point. Bonus point for knowing what and where the Electric Mayhem band is without Googling. You can always Google these answers. Alright, let's do one last little patch of this is our deer hair we're working with. And this is a Minnesota deer hair. The story behind this was a couple of years ago. A bingo caller, my bingo caller at the VFW, he and his father each got a deer and said, "Hey, Aaron, do you want the hide?" And boy, tell you what, that's tough. Not quite brittle, but it was a lot of work, and it was a cold job because I did it in my garage. And I had so much of it. I gave a patch of this deer hair to about everybody I know. Just shared it with them. because I know a lot of people are watching that are people that I know. Um, who's watching has a patch of that Minnesota deer here? Because I've given it to a lot of people over the years. I'm pretty sure my dad has some. Ken probably has some. I think James might have some. Josh probably does. Dave probably does. Jacob, you are correct. The Muppets. Bum 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 ba bum. It is the Muppets. Muppets, Muppets, Muppets. Animal. He's the drummer for the Electric Mayhem. That looks pretty good. Just don't want to be choked up too tight. Not happy. It's too long. I'm going to shorten you up just a little bit. By about that much. Get it all the way around the hook. There we go. I like that a lot better. Gotta give it a little bit of a trim. Alright, a little bit of dub up front, and that'll be A-okay. Ooh, this stuff is pretty gnarly. I need something just a little bit tighter. Let's go... some of this caddis green, light olive. Bingo. I like that one. It almost, that one kind of has a badminton bird, little birdie feel to it. Alright, so yeah, James, you do have some. You've dried some of your bucktails. My bucktail did not turn out well at all. It was 100% how I did it. It was just, I did not split it right. You want to fillet them open, and there's a gentleman I know that actually uh, does it the opposite direction. So um, you get more of the white or the color. I don't know. It looks like a skunk almost. Squirrel tails you have to leave as is. You try to take a squirrel tail off the bone, there ain't gonna be nothing left. Alright, let's do one more, and then we're gonna call it quits after this. My eyes are starting to bug me. Starting to get tyers fatigue. Eyes aren't as young as they used to be. Size 14 hook, 3.5 millimeter gold slotted bead. Perfect. Bingo. And we'll just prepare the mop body. I find it best to just harvest them off of the hide, off of the patch first. And then you can carefully just cut it as close as you can so you get as much of the inner thread as possible. Sweat it. Alright, one last round of dubbing. This is some PS Private Stash NK. I'm not sure what the NK stands for. But this is a copper olive. This is got some gold, some copper, some rubber legs, some all sorts of goodness. Let's get the loop going. And a little bit of wax. Get our dubbing on. And just slide it in. Tab A into slot B. And here we go. Get ready to spin. Beautiful. So, I'm trying to think of what to tie for next week. And I don't know. Any suggestions? Any requests? Any style? Should we do something big, something small? Saltwater fly, maybe. I've been meaning to do a big old musky fly. Maybe we'll do that. Big old bucktail musky streamer. Something big, articulated on a monster hook. but I'm not sure how that would really come across on camera. Because it's just, I'd have to have the camera zoomed out all the way, and I'd have to put everything so far back. I don't know. That's honestly one of the hardest things to do now, is come up with something unique to tie that I want to tie. I mean, I could sit here, I mean, I've got books, I've got thousands and infinite amount of patterns to follow, but I don't know, do I really want to tie that on a Wednesday night? I don't know. And it's a confidence thing. I really like to have confidence in what I'm tying on Wednesday nights. Monday mornings, I could care less if I know what I'm doing, because everything's it's a wing. And that's by design. Here on Wednesday nights, I like to have somewhat of an idea as to what I'm doing. I think I nicked my thread. So what we're going to do is we're going to just, let me even go over it with a black thread. Just so I know. Got a little aggressive with the Velcro. Yeah, I can see it right there. Another hard part is just trying to keep conversation going with myself. Alright, well that's going to be our last mop of the evening. Holy smokus. So how many did we get done? We did 1, 2. Here, I'll show them. So that's 1 in the vise. 2. There's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9. 10. Holy smokes, we did a dozen. 11 and 12. There's a dozen mops for you, ladies and gentlemen. Ding 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 ding. So I think with that we're gonna cut out just a little bit early, if that's okay with you, because my eyes are starting to get a little sore. You need big old hooks. Holy smokes! I don't have anything that big. Let's see here. I think my big hooks are my B10 stingers. 3, 4, 5. 3, 4, and 5 is my biggest on those. Those Arexes, 4s. I like these Arex Predator stingers. These are a little skinny though, but anywho. Well, that's going to be it for tonight. Definitely go out, find yourself some. I'm catching up into the chat. Okay. Let me catch up in the chat before I tune out. Alright, so Steve said he split the bucktail, so taxidermist prices right when I bought them, Jacob says salting. We're talking about drying and preparing hide. Borax, yes, borax and salt. I went bananas with it. Just borax and salt, borax and salt. and just kind of went back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. The 20 mule team, they say, borax. Powdered borax. Mix it in. I don't know what it is in there that does it, but it does. But well, that's it. Join me Monday. Let's see, that's going to be Monday, February. It's going to be February 1st. Holy smokes. So this Monday, February 1st, we're going to have our first live stream of February. Monday morning, a little cup of coffee, a little flying tying. Yeah, so that's going to be it tonight. It was a fun session. I really enjoy tying mops because there's no real pressure of making it look like anything. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to look like anything. It's not supposed to look like anything. It's a mop fly. Forget about it. But I don't know. So, well, we're going to leave it at that. Thank you all for tuning in. Let's get to our little outro. Ba-doo, ba-doo, ba-doo. Oh, I got to get a fly in there for our outro. Let's go with this one. This was one of my favorites right there. I really enjoyed that one. All right. Thank you for watching. Stay healthy, everybody. Stay safe. Happy tying. Yeah, sure, you betcha. Tight lines. Peace.